The station clock was frozen at midnight. The second hand ticked, but never moved forward. Daniel stood beneath that clock, clutching a battered leather suitcase as though it contained his very soul. His breath formed clouds in the cold night air, and yet the platform was empty. Too empty. He glanced at his wristwatch. 12:30. The letter had been precise. Board the midnight train at platform number 7. Do not tell anyone. Do not miss it. This journey will change everything. At first, he thought it was a prank. But now, as the air grew heavier and a whistle echoed faintly from the far end of the tracks, he realized this was no joke. A whistle that did not sound like steel or steam. It sounded like a voice long, mournful, alive. Daniel swallowed hard. The train was coming. Or something was. The audience is hooked. What kind of train is this? Why is he here? Daniel was not supposed to be here. His family did not even know where he was tonight. For months, he had felt like an outsider. His parents adored his younger brother, Ethan, showering him with praise for every small achievement. Ethan was the golden child, handsome, charismatic, always successful. Daniel was ordinary, quiet, forgettable. The last dinner they had together, his father had toasted Ethan's promotion while laughing at Daniel's little computer projects. His mother had joined in, calling Daniel the dreamer who never grows up. Humiliation burned inside him. That night, when the letter slipped under his door, written in black ink with no sender's name, he felt it was destiny. Now, as he waited for the train, he wondered, had his family been right? Was he truly chasing illusions? But before his doubt could grow stronger, the sound came again, louder, closer. The tracks trembled beneath his feet. And then, silence. No train. No light. Just silence so deep, it pressed against his ears. Daniel clenched his jaw. Something was very wrong. He felt the sting of rejection all over again. His family's laughter. His friends drifting away. The constant shadow of Ethan. The silence of the platform mirrored the silence of his life. Empty. Overlooked. Forgotten. A lump formed in his throat. Perhaps the train was never meant to come. Perhaps he was fooling himself by believing this invitation meant anything. But then, in the pit of his stomach, a whisper of anger stirred. He deserved more. He was not worthless. He would prove it. That was why he was here tonight. That was why he had left everything behind. And as if answering his resolve, the frozen clock above him ticked forward by 1 second. Just one. Daniel had a secret. For months, while his family dismissed him, he had been working tirelessly in silence. Coding through the night, researching forbidden texts, chasing ideas others mocked. His obsession? A project called the Atlas Program. On the surface, it was software. But in truth, it was something far stranger, an algorithm designed to predict events before they happened. Small things at first, lottery numbers, weather shifts, traffic accidents. But then it had grown more accurate. Too accurate. Last week, it had predicted the letter. The exact words. The exact time. That was why Daniel came to the station without hesitation. His program had confirmed it. The journey was real. But what unsettled him was the second prediction. If you board the train, you will never return the same. Daniel remembered that night at dinner. His father had raised a glass and said, "To Ethan, the future of our family." And to Daniel, "Well, perhaps one day you will find a train that takes you somewhere." Everyone laughed. Everyone but Daniel. And here he was, standing on a platform that felt like the echo of that insult. But this time, he would not be their punchline. This train, whatever it was, would be his answer. Suddenly, a gust of wind swept across the platform. The lamps flickered violently. Shadows stretched across the walls, twisting like living things. And then, from the darkness, headlights. Blinding white lights pierced the fog, rushing forward with terrifying speed. The midnight train had arrived. But it was no ordinary train. Its carriages were long and metallic, but the windows were black mirrors, reflecting Daniel's own face back at him. The wheels made no sound, even as they screeched to a halt. A door slid open with a hiss. Inside, no passengers waited. Only rows of empty seats glowing faintly under blue light. A single conductor stood by the entrance. He wore no uniform, only a long black coat, his face hidden beneath a shadowed hat. "Daniel," the man said, though Daniel had not given his name. "Your seat is ready." Daniel's mouth went dry. "Where does this train go?" The conductor tilted his head. "Into the truth." Daniel hesitated, but then stepped inside. The doors closed instantly, and the train began to move. At first, the world outside looked normal. The station fading, the city lights glowing. But slowly the windows shifted. Streets dissolved into forests. Forests dissolved into oceans. Oceans dissolved into endless black sky filled with unfamiliar stars. Daniel's chest tightened. This was no ordinary journey. This was something beyond reality itself. The train raced faster, lights flickering overhead. Suddenly, the black windows turned transparent. Daniel gasped. Outside, he saw his own life, projected like film reels. His childhood birthdays. His family's mockery. His late nights coding. The moments he almost gave up. Then he saw something else. His program, the Atlas, running on endless screens inside one of the carriages. Predictions flashing rapidly. Wars. Disasters. Deaths. His name written again and again. The conductor appeared behind him. "You built it," the man whispered. "And now you must pay the price." Daniel turned. "What do you mean?" The man's voice was like thunder. "You did not create a program. You created a map. A map of destiny. And by stepping onto this train, you have left your own destiny behind." The screens flickered violently. One final prediction appeared in red. Passenger Daniel Carter. Arrival, unknown. Return, never. Daniel's knees weakened. He grabbed a seat to steady himself. No, this is impossible. But the train only raced faster. The windows went black again. Silence filled the carriage. Daniel sat trembling, the suitcase heavy on his lap. He opened it slowly. Inside were his notebooks, pages filled with sketches of codes, formulas, predictions. But now the ink had changed. Each page contained only one line, written again and again. "You should not have boarded." Daniel's breath caught. His fate was sealed. The conductor stepped closer, placing a cold hand on Daniel's shoulder. "You wanted to escape humiliation. You wanted to prove them wrong. But some trains do not take you forward. They take you away." And with that, the train plunged into darkness so deep, Daniel could not even see his own hands. The station, silent, the clock still frozen at midnight. Daniel's suitcase sat abandoned on the platform, its leather cracked, its contents gone. The whistle of the train echoed faintly in the distance, low, mournful, endless. Some journeys promise freedom. Some journeys promise truth. But beware the train that never arrives, for if it does,